you.
You're a star of the show now.
Wow. Wow. What a great response of a sound effect here we have in our home theater here tonight. Hey, great to be with you. My name is Dave Thomen, but everyone calls me one letter D, the letter D, and hence D's Magic. It's great to be with you here tonight. I enjoyed the first segment, Tim Hall. How about learning that trick with the dollar bill? Although, Tim, I think my bill might be a little too big for this. You were folding it up and this one's a little too big. But you know, do you all know that magic is as old as the Egyptian pyramids? And that's something I teach at Common Ground on the Hill at McDaniel College. And we have our first class starting June 29th, Monday. And we're doing it virtually. We're going to have Zoom magic taught. And many of the students are actually teachers who are getting continuing college credit by taking my class and 4 others for 5 days. So I'm looking forward to it. In fact, when I talk to them about magic, what I normally refer to is magicians. They have no clue who they are. For example, I have artwork in my home here, and you can see a picture of David Devant. What's interesting about his artwork is he puts all the emphasis on the audience instead of himself. He was one of the first people to understand the value of audience as individuals. So that's what I'm going to attempt here tonight virtually with you, to put an individual emphasis on this trick, because my oldest magic book on my bookshelf is indeed from David Devant from the year 1911, and it has an impromptu magic trick called Chocolates from a Cap. And I'd like to present that to you here tonight. The first thing we're going to need, of course, is the actual chocolate. Although I've spent 30 years here, over 30 years in Maryland, outside Baltimore, Pennsylvania is my home. I grew up near Hershey Park. So you can see the types of chocolates, everyone, that I like to make appear. In fact, Vince, I'm looking forward to having maybe someone help me with this, either through a hand signal or through audio. So maybe can we get someone to participate out there, perhaps? We have 2 pieces of chocolate here, everyone. I have a Good Bar and a plain Hershey's. So perhaps someone out there could help me and choose either Hershey's or Good Bar.
All right, so I'm checking out. Let's see what we got. Remember, there's a 5-second delay.
No problem here, but if you want to have someone help with this, that would be great. They have to choose one of these chocolates for magic.
No one's popping into our.
Well, tell you what, I'm going to make the choice. I'm going to start with the plain chocolate. Someone out there might have a peanut allergy, so I will actually put that Good Bar back in here. And do you all know out there how to make chocolate disappear? Yeah, the best thing to do is to unwrap it and eat it. In fact, if you put a Good Bar in your hand at the same time and unwrap both, you really have a party. But I want to do some magic. So the whole idea is to see if we can't have some of this candy tonight leave my hand and return right back there, everyone, into the cap. So when we started this, we started with the Good Bar. Oh, my mistake. We actually started with the plain chocolate. My mistake. We started with the plain chocolate. And, you know, something I instruct new magicians is you should never repeat a trick. But interesting enough, David Devant in 1911 talks about the value of doing a magic trick a second time. People are actually watching for the magic to happen. And if you're wondering how that transposition works, everyone, here is that chocolate for you out there. So I hope you like that little sweet miracle tonight. I also have something else here. Tim did something earlier with cards, and I don't want to make a big deal about it, but I'm going to make a big deal out there about this because most of the times when I use cards, they're not this big. Plus tonight, I'm not playing with a full deck. I have just 5 cards in here, and we're going to do something a bit unusual tonight since these cards are so big. If I have any kids watching, don't do this at home go to a neighbor's house and use their cards, okay? Because you're not going to be able to play anything with them. But what we're going to do is we're going to take 5 cards here, and we're actually going to create 2 stacks of 5 cards. And I like to play a game called Will the Cards Match? And I want to make sure here, I think I actually left a card in the box. I did. Hold on here. We didn't even tear up 5 cards. We only tore up 4. So I want you, before we start, everyone, just to make sure we have no funny business here, let's go ahead and show you these cards. And we do want to play with 5 cards. In fact, I'm going to make it a game show. Let's make this a game. So what we're going to do, everyone, hold on here. We left a card in the box. We want to make sure we have all the cards this time. Let's tear this one up as well. Here we go, everyone. The game is called Will the Cards Match? And the way this game works, everyone, is I have someone out there help me mix the cards. Everyone, you can see in the card box, I have tabs marked here. I have pile number 1 and pile number 2. So we are going to play this game with this stack and this pile. It's called Will the Cards Match? We're going to mix them up by spelling Will the Cards Match? I would maybe have Vince or anyone else out there that wants to help. Tell me what pile to start with. Are we starting with pile 1 or pile 2? I'll pretend I'm the first helper, and I'm going to say I started with pile 2, and I'm going to spell will. And every time I spell a letter, I'm going to move a card. W, I, wait. Anyone out there can say stop to switch, and just say switch. If I hear switch,
all right.
I have
watching
to
the
switch
chat.
to this pile, L, and let's say I heard switch again, L. So everyone see how that's being played. So there's our first one. So are we starting with pile 1 or 2?
All right, let's see. I got a direct chat with someone, and they're saying, Ming says chat 1.
We're going to do pile 1. Okay,
Yeah,
pile 1. I'm going to spell the word T-H-E. And this helper can say switch as I'm shuffling, if they want me to switch. T, H. I'm not hearing a switch or anything.
Switch now.
Oh, switch. Okay, well, I didn't hear it in time. But so I'm going to just go ahead and say I moved that 3rd card. So that's Will V. Now, we're going to spell the word cards and shuffle the cards up. So let's use that same person if we just want to do that. Pile 1 or pile 2?
I'm asking now. Pile 2.
Pile 2. And again, you can say switch as I'm spelling the word cards. C, A.
Switch.
R, D.
Switch.
S. Cards, the last word, match. Pile 1 or pile 2 to start?
All right. 2. Randy Shine says
and I'm
2.
spelling the word match, and we can switch again to make sure that everyone see how random this is. This is totally random. You're determining how the cards are shuffled. So we're going to spell the word match. M, A.
Switch.
T, C, H.
Switch.
So there we go, everyone.
Yeah.
And of course, that leaves these 2 cards right here. So the whole idea behind this game is it's called Will the Cards Match? And I'm looking at the backs of them here. I think they match pretty good. What do you think, everyone?
I believe they agree.
That's not what we're talking about. We actually wanted to see, with the randomness of you all helping with the magic, if there's any possible way. Now, this doesn't always work because you're controlling the outcome of this. But we did get the first one there. Do we have a match? We have a match for the first one. Could we get 2 out of 5? Could we go 2 out of 5 tonight? Look at that, everyone. We have 2 out of 5. Wait a minute. Could we match 3 out of 5 tonight? That's a match. Will the cards match? You know, if these 2 match, these 2 match. And I got to tell you, usually I only get 3 out of 5. but for Poe's anniversary weekend, I'm feeling this. In fact, do me a favor. Vince Wilson has something called coffee set up, and I want you to donate anything you like about my act to his account. Please make donations on behalf of Poe's Magic tonight. And hopefully by making that declaration, that's going to help my blessing to see if we do have a match. If we do have a match. We do have a match, everyone. That is, will the cards match? Thank you. Now, the only problem with this is when I'm done, I can't really use these cards again. So I always tell people that's usually why I don't perform this trick a lot, because I'm always left in an awkward situation that, even big cards like this, I couldn't really do anything with those. But, since we are having a magic show here tonight, I got to thinking that perhaps we could do, will the cards restore? Thank you, everyone, for playing that game with me. And hopefully you all are hearing me okay. Is everyone hearing me okay out there?
Yeah,
Wait, hold on. I can do a microphone check. I'm having some problems. My daughter, Sarah, I think has put a face filter on the computer here. So with the microphone, I can't be using that microphone. But hey, speaking of coffee and making that donation, next time you're out, and we can be out, at a Starbucks, what you want to do is, I'll teach you a trick. Since Tim Hall taught you a simple trick, let me teach you something before I end. What you want to do is take the coffee sleeve off the cup, and when you hold it, you actually, if you blow in it, you can get Now, there is a little secret, and if you're wondering why magicians don't tell secrets, this is why, everyone. Just a styrofoam cup with a hole in it. In fact, last year when we had live at McDaniel College, I had 19 students, and one was a gym teacher, and he actually in our class show did this effect for the students. It wasn't something we taught in the class, but it is such a good impromptu trick. What I normally teach doesn't involve the cup, but actually the zarf. Yes, this sleeve is technically called a zarf, Z-A-R-F, look it up. What you want to do is take the zarf apart. So you have it like that. In fact, I took 2 of them and I glued coffee stir sticks to the back to kind of keep them stiff. It's amazing when Starbucks has these manufactured because it's perfect. You can see they're the exact same size. I'm holding 2 here just to let you see that again. They're the exact same size. But Vince, can you hear me?
Yes.
Vince, this is Zarf 1, this is Zarf 2. Choose 1 or 2.
1.
Do you want one to be bigger or smaller?
Bigger.
So everyone watch. I'm not making any switches here. I'm just going to pull on it a bit. And you can see the miracle that we can accomplish right while we're buying coffee. Can everyone see how it is now larger? Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
Now, I have to tell you, this is an example. This is an example of how our eyes can't always perceive what we're actually seeing. Because if I start moving them like this, you'll actually notice that the one on top always looks smaller than the one on the bottom. It's an optical illusion, everyone. It's because of the curve of these, and even though they are the same size, you can create a nice little magical effect by just taking the coffee sleeve, take it apart carefully, and you don't have to put the stir stick on the back if you're laying it on the table. I just keep the stir stick there so you can see it. So, has everyone enjoyed Dee's magic tonight? Yes?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, before I end, I want you to know in our home, in fact, I was a child magician and got out of magic as a young adult. I was in the service. I was in the Army for 6 years, went to school, worked in business, and got back into this art when my wife and I had our first child. My kids now 30 and 28 respectively. They've always watched me grow up again in magic, if you would. And the value of having them here in our home is our pets. In our home, we have more pets than people. We have 2 dogs, a cat, a bird, and a bunny. And I thought perhaps to end today, I could introduce you to one of these pets. So there is a painting behind my wall. Do you all see it there?
Yes.
Watch. Everyone, say hello. This is Jerry, everyone. Everyone say hello to Jerry.
Hello, Jerry.
She is actually a rescue. In fact, what's funny about Jerry is when we got her, when we adopted her, we thought she was a male. And we named her after my magic mentor, Jerry Mickey. And then we took her to the vet and we found out that she's a bird, or pardon me, a girl bird. So her name is actually Jerry, Geri, or we call her Jerry. Now I have to tell you, I have to be careful because the thing about Jerry is she is a rescue, so we don't know her exact age. But I will tell you, we know she's a teenager. My vet says that she's a teenager, and if you're wondering why, it's because she gives me lots of crap.